everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. So, Foodie did a live stream last night. She was live while I was doing my tarot live, and I had so much fun doing the tarot live. It was hilarious. We were all having a good time, and thank you to everyone who was part of that tarot live. And thank you to everyone who is part of my channel, whether you've been here for a while or you're brand new. So, what are we doing today? Well, Foodie did the live, like I said, but it looked kind of weird. She was in the dark for part of it. It was giving Blair Witch Project vibes. Bonus, the filters were not working. They weren't working for her. They can't work in the dark. They can work with the light on, but not when the lights are off. So there's that. So what are we doing? We are first, I'm going to be piecing some different things together. So we're going to get into the Twitter peeps first. There is a clip courtesy of the channel No Madness Life, one that she posted one day ago, titled Foodie denies she set up and funded his channel, his referring to Natter. Why am I including that with the reactive Foodie? Because I think it matters right now. Foodie on her live revealed that she and Salah will be moving into, quote unquote, his family's house. Now, I don't know what's going on there. I think that perhaps Salah is using Chantal's money to fix up the place, or there might even be a case where he says, yeah, I'm fixing it up, and I need money. And then after he fixes up the place, he tells her to hit the road and go back to Canada. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? But Chantal definitely has a history of being the benefactor to the men in her life. And why is that? Why it is because she's a control freak. She portrays herself as a victim when she's not a victim. She's a predator in her own right. She is a predator. She preys on people, and she likes to create a system of codependence with the men that she's with. She didn't do it with BB because BB was independent, had his own job, was making his own money, paying for the rent, so she couldn't pull that kind of control on BB. But she did pull the control factor on Pete's. Pete's, when he moved in with Chantal, he was making his own money. He had his own job, and Chantal was after him to quit his job and join her on YouTube. The moment that, I can't remember if he quit or he got laid off, but when he no longer had a job, she had full control of him, and she used it and she abused it. He came on to her live streams and was doing stuff with her. But after a while, she got bored with Pete's being there. The chemistry was not good. He was rather awkward on camera. And every time he'd walk in the room, she'd roll her eyes. And then she set her sights on Natter. And what happened with Natter? She met up with him. She threw her money on the table, and they got started. She was paying for everything in Natter's life. But wait, it gets better. Not only was she paying for his rent, his bills, his food, and trust me, Natter liked that expensive food. He liked for her to go to Farm Boy and Adonis. She was paying for the food that he was using for his cooking lives. She even took it further by creating a channel for him, making his thumbnails, filming all his content. And why did she do that? Not out of the kindness of her heart. Chantal does not possess true kindness where you do something good for someone and you're not doing it because you want something back. Oh, she wanted something back. She wanted control. And every time she did something for Natter, she expected something back. And the something that she was ultimately hoping for was a real life relationship. She thought if she integrated herself into his life deep enough that she would be invaluable and he would never get rid of her. And that would lead to the finish line of, oh, he'll be in a relationship with me and all these things that I do for him. He'll be so grateful and be falling over his feet to make me happy. And as we all know, that didn't happen. So we're going to get into that clip where those of you that have never seen some of the older stuff is Chantal. Maybe you weren't around during Crackhead Olympics. You're going to get a glimpse into what was going on, what her mindset is, what it's always been, and how that ties into what's going on now, because she's with Salah and she's paying for yet another man in her life, another one. So like if she's not breaking the pattern, she's keeping up the pattern. So how about we just get into Twitter peeps and get started? All right, you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. Okay, it's time for the Twitter peeps. And as you guys can see, I'm on my account on Twitter. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that you really don't care for Twitter, it's okay. That's why I do the Twitter peeps. You can keep up with all the Twitter stuff without actually having to be on the Bird app. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Bad Seed, saying at Foodie Beauty, fiction versus reality. So this is Chantal filtered. This is what she would probably look like without the filters. Big difference, huh? Although I think we can go even further. That's not her real eye color. Chantal's natural eye color is dark chocolate brown. I have seen pictures of her when she was, in her teenage years. She's got very dark brown eyes. So she uses the eye color filter. She uses a filter to make her lips look fuller. Her eyes look bigger. She's got every filter working right now. But that's fiction versus reality. Okay. Kelly says the filters aren't working in the dark because she's extremely bloated. So this is a clip from the live stream. It's a picture from the live stream. Yeah, the filters don't work in the dark. They need light in order to work. So the lights were off and she decided to do the live stream anyway. And you can see she's got bags underneath her eyes, which might mean that she's not getting proper sleep, or I don't know, maybe her diet is not well right now, but she looks very, 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 very bloated. Chantal, I don't know what you're doing over there, but you need to slow down. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, Moneybag Sorrel preparing to move into her husband's family home in a few days. Ironic, it's after payday. Her response to Angela's question was very telling. It clearly bothers her. And no, it doesn't make us blank that we say Salad is using you for money. Wait, what? Huh? So somebody pointing out to Chantal that he's using her for money, that's suddenly racist? How do we make the jump from just looking at somebody and saying this person is clearly using you for money to being called a racist? What? Let me look at the there she is. She is beauty, she is grace. Okay, Angela says to Chantal, can I ask you something without you getting mad? But do you think Salah is taking advantage of your money just to do his house and then leave you? Just wondering. Let's see. Angela goes on to say, no, don't hide me, Tracy. Last comment, Angela saying, just hearing stuff, just wondering, sorry, I don't want to upset you. It's pretty freaking sad when you're a subscriber on a channel and the person that you're subscribed to has a temper and they get easily offended, even at the silliest stuff. And you're a subscriber and you're walking on eggshells. Like, you want to express yourself. You have a thought in your head you want to express to the person, but at the same time, you're walking on eggshells doing it. And that points to a very uncomfortable chat room, a very uncomfortable work environment. There's that one coworker that's so on edge that you're tiptoeing around them. Eesh. Chantal does not want to hear that Salah is using her for money. They're using each other for different things, Angela. She's using him for companionship and a safe place to hide because the mess that she created for herself in Kuwait as well as Canada. She's using Salah and Syria as a means to hide from the tax man. Also, if she were to go back to Canada, where is she going to go? Her family can't take her in. They have no room for Chantal. She doesn't have a home base back home. She doesn't have much money. And anybody who's ever moved anywhere knows that when you move somewhere, it's a big expense. First and last month's rent, security deposit, pet deposit, turning on the utilities, everything. It's expensive just to get started. I mean, I just went through it. It wasn't cheap. But do I think Salah might be using Chantal for money and fixing the place up? And there might be a high probability that once he's done, he might kick her to the curb. Yeah, I do think that. It's a very, very high possibility. Yog says the best babysitter. Aw. Aw. Look. Well, they're keeping warm, that's for sure. Kitty's like, I'll keep you warm. And the little chicks are like, cool. You got fur? You keep us warm? We're good. All right. And I just put this in my timeline because the Time Capsule Tales, the only Native American band to reach top 5 on Billboard Hot 100. Here's Redbone performing in 1974 with a powwow dance intro. I think it's beautiful. And for those who don't know who Redbone is, they created the song Come Get Your Love. Great song. Really great song. No, are you serious? We were talking about that yesterday, and you know what? It fits. It absolutely fits. All right, moving on. Nana Spike T says, catching up. Did anyone else take notice of the tablecloths in Foodie's latest cooking video? Those meals seem to have been made by the same person who gave her a cooking lesson. Yeah, let's look. So Chantal, I guess, was trying to say that this dish that she posted on her community post was made by her, but isn't it something that the same tablecloth was in the cooking video, and clearly it was the other woman cooking. And here it is again, another community post showing the meal. And the tablecloth belongs to the woman whose house it is that Chantal was eating in. Enigma 2025 says, what is she on tonight? Because that's not her normal behavior. Just looking at her, you can see she's on something. Let's listen.
Looking at moving away from the U.S., really? Somewhere. We don't have a trash room. We have to take the trash to like a bin. Hey, Anonymous. You're looking at moving away from the U.S., really?
I think sometimes it's Chantal, if the lights don't go off, she likes to turn her camera off so that she doesn't have to wear the abaya, she doesn't have to wear the hijab, but also if she's taking party favors, people won't know that she's taking party favors. The more people remark on, your pupils are out to here, you're on something. When she's doing something, she'll keep the camera off so nobody knows.
Chantal teaching Salah to cook. He would probably never want to do that. You want to go to Ireland? Yeah, I get that. A, B, C, D. No, I don't want to go to Thailand again. Yeah, I get that. A, B, C, D.
She doesn't want to go to Thailand because they have changed their laws around, I believe, about dispensaries. I don't know if she could get her green products in Thailand, but considering the way you were behaving in Thailand, Foodie, leaving poo-covered sheets in your hotel room, and you didn't notify the staff, and you got caught because they checked your room before you left, saw what you did, and probably charged you for it. Yeah, I'm sure that the word's gotten around about you. I'm sure they talked about you, and whatever hotel or motel you were staying at, you're not welcome back there.
No, I don't want to go to Thailand again. They're feuding right now as well. I don't want. We're not going anywhere. Like, we can go if we want to, but we don't want to. Hey, dog paws. Syria needs a Wingstop. Well, who knows in the future what they'll get, right? I think they have an actual KFC here.
She's telling on herself. If there was a KFC in Syria, wouldn't she have already gone to it? Why would she go to KFG? I've heard that there are fast food restaurants in Lebanon, but not in Syria. Like they have a lot of off-brand restaurants in Syria, but the name brand restaurants are in Lebanon. I could be wrong though. I don't live there. If I am wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. I am okay with being corrected. Just that's just what I've heard.
Belly, nah, not right now. He has things to take care of with his house and setting it up and doing some maintenance on it.
How long? She's been there for a while, hasn't she? I don't know what all has to be done on the house, but it's been a minute. So what all does he have to do? Or is it a case of he's just telling her that he's got to set up the house, but he's in the meantime just taking all the money he can? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
And then
So that was the clip. Let's see if I can get out of here. There we go. Moving on. Are you serious? What in the Blair Witch, Foodie? I know, right? Scary. Scary. Here's something cool from Psych Wizard saying an old man said erasers are made for those who make mistakes. A youth replied, erasers are made for those who are willing to correct their mistakes. Mindset matters. Just something to think about today. And this is so cute. A kitten's favorite toy. So the kitten is playing with the horse's tail, although I'm going to be honest, that made me nervous. You know, horses are very powerful. Like that horse could easily just kick backwards and hurt the kitten. And I'm sure that's why the mama cat was like, get away from there. But also being very wary about the horse. But if the horse doesn't mind Kitty playing with his tail, I guess it doesn't mind. So that's it for the Twitter peeps. It didn't take us long at all to go through them. So now, before we get into Foodie's live stream, courtesy of Piggy, because Piggy posted the highlights, because I'm not going to sit there for like 3 hours on Chantal. Why? No. All right. So this clip, courtesy of No Madness Life. Again, this is for those who might not have been around during Cracked Olympics. Chantal, from her own mouth, is going to tell you exactly all that she did for Natter. And not only that, her roommate Pete even said that Natter's channel was monetized through Chantal. Her former boyfriend, fiance, BFF, said, yeah, it's monetized through Chantal. She set up the channel. She hooked it to her Google AdSense, which means, ladies and gentlemen, that the entire time that the Nader El Shami channel was running, he wasn't getting the money directly. If there was any money being made on the Nader El Shami channel, which was hers, it went directly to her bank account. And that's why he always had to wait for the YouTube paycheck to show up to get his portion. I mean, Chantal's no fool. She's got the mindset of, if I made you, that also means I can break you. If I'm hooked up with you and I brought you onto YouTube and I create the channel and I'm making the content and I'm making the thumbnails, I brought you into the Foodieverse. She structured everything to where he would never be able to be independent on his own away from her. Chantal doesn't think that way. If she meets up with a guy and she gets wrapped around him, she wants to always maintain control. She'll do something for you, but she wants something back. And if she doesn't get that something back, if she doesn't accomplish her goal, then that means she has the power to either ruin you or keep you from being successful. Now, I'm not a fan of Natter. I'm not taking up for Natter. I'm just pointing out the fact that this woman tries to portray herself as a victim. She's not a victim. She doesn't have the victim mentality. She puts on a front that she's a victim when she's the complete opposite of that. And as long as people in her audience believe that she's a victim and everybody picks on her, the real her is on the other side of the football field, far, far away, where they can't see it. Like, they want to believe that she's a good person. They want to believe like, oh, like she's completely in the right and the reactors are wrong. So to create all this space of what she's portraying herself to be and what she actually is, she's got to go to opposite ends. Portray myself a victim while at the same time I'm acting like a predator. I am manipulative. I am conniving. I am shady. I am shifty. But I'm keeping that image of myself, my real self, far away from people and putting on the complete opposite costume so that no one will ever suspect what I really am. They won't be able to see it. It's right there in front of them, but they won't see it because they don't want to see it. And because I'm creating this story and this narrative that is the complete opposite of what the truth is. So for those of you that have never seen this footage, Beezers or non-Beezers, this is going to be kind of an eye-opener for you. This is Foodie, in her own words, talking about creating his channel and why. And again, courtesy to No Madness Life. And I'll leave the link for her original video down below in the description. So let's watch.
And I heard your mama say this, and I think it's absolute BS, is blaming me for giving Swordfish a channel. Like, I don't get how people see it that way.
She's right. She didn't give him a channel. She created a channel for him using her main account. That's why I got monetized so quickly. I pointed this out last night for those of you in the Tarot Live. If you're someone and you create a channel on YouTube and you're going for monetization, it's a process that there's many steps and it does take a while. I think the longest step is waiting for the code to come through regular mail. You got to wait for that special code that you put in through Google AdSense. But before that, you need, now it's 500 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It used to be 1,000 subscribers. So you got to hit those hurdles, and then YouTube will prompt you to make a Google AdSense account. You got to set it up with all the information. And then after that's done, you got to wait on the code to come to the mail. And that could take at least a few weeks, maybe longer. The Nader El Shami account got monetized quickly because it was through her channel. They approved it almost immediately. So she didn't give him a channel. She just created one and said, you can stream on it. And then once a month, I'll give you a certain amount of money. And she wasn't being generous doing that. There was purpose behind what she was doing. She wanted to get as integrated into his life as possible, make herself invaluable, and also create this system of codependency, manipulative codependency, toxic codependency, to where he could never escape her. Get him addicted to the money, get him addicted to the attention. Since she was the source of both, he would always have to come to her. She could have set things up at first and then taught him how to do his own stuff to where he could just run things independently. She never did that. She never taught him how to film his own content. She never taught him how to do his own thumbnails. She did not want any kind of independence to happen. made sure of that.
It's not hard to figure out how to make a channel at all. Create channel is pretty much what you press.
I can show you.
This is just a reminder to show all you people who have been thinking that this was real. This is proof that she owns the Nader channel. And at any time, she could delete it. But because this is all for show, this is all for business, the Nader channel still exists. Now, here's Pete's. Someone asked him, how did Nader's channel get monetized so quickly?
There's the comment from EG. How did Nader's channel get monetized so quickly? Yeah, we were wondering that too. That looked funky when it happened. We're like, wow, he got monetized fast. And Pete is about to tell us.
See, people forget. So this is history, and I'm going to teach you history. You forget. I'm here to remind you. Foodie Beauty owns the Nader channel.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why she's never struck Nader. She's gone after other people. She's gone after reactors, throwing strikes, making trouble. Never Nader. Out of all the people that are on YouTube, all the reactors, Nader is the one who did her, according to her, personal harm. And she has always talked about being an Aries and being wrathful. So since she is wrathful, why wouldn't she go after Nader? All the drama, all the fighting, all the personal harm that she said he did to her. Why wouldn't she go after him? I would think if there's anybody on her list to go after, it would be him. He'd be number one on the list, but she never struck his channel. And here's another interesting thing. He's never gone after her. Despite all the fighting and the threats and I'll take you to court and blah, blah, blah. They've never gone after each other. Why? Could it be because Nader's channel was made by Chantal back then and is still part of her channel? So if she threw a strike, she'd be striking herself. You can't strike yourself. If it's under her umbrella, she can't strike herself. Just can't. Impossible. But go ahead and talk to us, Pete.
EG, his channel is under Chantal's account.
Boom. There it is. It's under her account. And if she created it on her main account, don't think that she can give it to him. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, I don't know about the Natty Daddy channel. I know he has the Natty Daddy account. I don't know what email and all that connects to, but you can make different accounts that connect to your main account. As a matter of fact, when you go on your page, there's a drop-down menu that says switch account. So if you created other channels, you'll see that in the list, your other channels that you created. So if the Nader El Shami channel is on that list, it's on her account, she can't just give it to him. He would have to make a whole new account.
Mine is under my own independent account.
Right. Because all of those accounts connect to the same email, the same account. You can't just create a channel and say, here, you can have it. You can't do that.
So that's why I need the month-long review.
Did you catch that?
Yep.
Did you understand what he just said?
Right.
And then you can't transfer a channel into somebody else's name. Once it's under your AdSense, it's there. It's
right.
Yours. She owns the Nader channel. They refuse to show the AdSense letter from Nader because he doesn't have one. Foodie Beauty owns the Nader channel.
Correct. Because you get the PIN number or the code number in regular mail, like your mailbox. They send it to you. It comes in a letter. I got one. Why couldn't he show his? Because he didn't get one.
End of all fucking discussion.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to handle anything else with him, then I will. I guess offline. I don't know. Like anything legal. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I just want to forget him. It's like he wanted to do the channel himself, but like I know my following follows.
He did not want to do the channel himself. Chantal, there's a reason why we say rule number 1, Chantal lies, because that's all you do is lie. Here's how it really went down. You met up with Natter and you decided, I want this man. I don't know why you'd want him, but you did. You wanted to be with Natter. So you know, your little conniving little mind, you're like, I really want this guy. What have I got to offer? Well, I got money. I make money on YouTube. He likes money. He really likes money. So let me appeal to that greedy side of him. So I'm sure that right off the bat, you were like, I'm Foodie Beauty on YouTube and I've got X amount of subscribers and I make X amount of money. And how would you like to be part of that? How would you like to make really good money on YouTube, Natter? You brought him into the business, but not strictly for business. It wasn't a strictly business decision where you looked at him and said, you know, he bring a lot to my channel. He's a valuable asset. This is a star in the making. No. No, you use the money as the hook to get him on the hook. And boy, did he get on it. But you also were expecting a real life relationship. You thought the path to love was paved with money, and it isn't. You may be paying for companionship, but you can't pay for love because love, when it's real, is free. But you thought if you paid enough money, if you did enough things for him, that he would feel grateful to you and stick with you for life. And that didn't happen. But you had a plan. You had a definite plan in place. Step 1, start talking to the dude. Step 2, get him on the hook with the greed. Step 3, make a channel for him. Step 4, start filming content and doing the thumbnails and paying for everything. Every single thing that you did, there was a purpose. And the purpose was setting up a system of financial manipulation and dominance and codependency. Put him in a position where he wasn't going to be independent. He would have no desire to be independent. You weaved your web very well. You got him used to being taken care of. You got him used to not working and just laying back and kicking back with you, and he doesn't have to go work a 9-to-5 job. You know, he got used to being comfortable. He really got used to it. You made sure to include that in with the deal. I'm going to make sure he gets comfortable. He gets really used to it. He really starts to like it. He doesn't want to let it go. He really doesn't want to let it go. And that's the same system that you're doing with Salah. You weaved your web around him very well as well. You know, with the gifts, and the gifts kept getting more expensive. You know, you started buying him clothes, buying the whatever gym equipment. That led to more expensive gifts, the iPhone, the gaming computer. Then the next gift after that was the car. Then after the car, there was nowhere else to go because the next step after a car would be a house, and you couldn't afford a house. But you kept stringing him along with more and more expensive gifts. So you're not the victim that you proclaim to be. You don't have the victim mindset. You got the predator mindset, stringing people along, weaving your web around them, your web of manipulation and lies and greed and money. Yeah.
Was him, but my logic was like, well, if I set him up if he can do his YouTube, then at least, you know, he won't need so much money, blah blah blah. So try to help his channel. Like I've tried to help him a lot. Charlotte, sometimes
You weren't really helping him, though. You were helping yourself. Again, I am not a Natter fan. Please don't mistake me, y'all. Natter's a scumbag. So is Chantal. They can both hop in the same dumpster together for all I care. Like, they would both fit. It would be appropriate. They're both trash. But she doesn't help people. Not the way that you and I would help people. When you help someone, you see that they're in need and you help them. You don't expect anything back. You don't feel like there's a debt of some kind. She doesn't do that. When she helps someone, there's a reason. She wants something back. She wants some sort of reward, or whatever she does for you, she holds over your head. She logs it into her brain what she did for you, and she will always beat you over the head with it. Oh, remember when I did this? Remember when I did that? I bought this for you. I bought that for you. Every single little thing that she does for you, she turns that help into a weapon. That if you get into a fight with her, you get into an argument, you buck up to her, she'll bring that up. Remember what I did for you? You're so ungrateful. It's manipulative help. Very manipulative. Never accept help from a narcissist or someone with narcissist traits. They'll make you sorry you ever accepted the help. And so it is with her.
I'm looking at very important reasons, ready, set, peas. And look where the fuck it gets me. He's actually live streaming from an iPad that I got him with another woman on his bed.
There it is. Pointing it out. I bought that iPad for him. And those of us that were around for Crackhead Olympics, she pointed out every single thing. I bought those pots and pans. I paid for this. I paid for that. I paid for that. I paid for all these things because you wanted to. You chose to do those things, Chantal. Nobody forced you. You chose to. You did. Just like you chose to go to his house over and over again when you didn't have to. At that time, you had the villa. You had your channel. You had your money. You could have stopped it anytime you wanted to. Even in the beginning, Girl World warned you, pointed out all the many profiles that he had. He had all kinds of like swinger singles profiles that were revealed, and you continued to see him. We pointed out many things to you. You didn't want to hear it. What can we do? If we're showing you, hey, you're trying to get into a relationship with dude, and dude is not a relationship kind of person, you did not want to hear it. You just kept going. You just kept paying for things. You kept making the videos. You kept filming the content. You kept doing the thumbnails. Why? Control. The need for control. You only feel comfortable with a man when you set things in motion where you can control them. You control every aspect, where they go, who they talk to, the money that they have. When a man is independent and doesn't need you, you feel insecure, you feel jealous, you feel afraid. You are afraid of a strong, independent man that has no need of you. Maybe it's because you know that you're kind of an awful person, and a man who is strong and independent and smart wouldn't even consider you. So you look for people that are needing something. Maybe they're needing money. Maybe they're having trouble paying their bills. Maybe something or another. You look for the weaknesses and you target them, and then you go after them.
I think I'm handling it
And that's something that a victim does not do.
pretty effing well. Don't you think so? He said it, so you fucked it, Natter. You said it out of your own mouth. You'll never be with me, so you'll never be with me. And that means you don't get any of the benefits that come with being with me.
What she's saying is, since you're not going to be with me, since you're not going to give me a relationship, I'm going to cut off all funding. That's how I'm going to punish you. Since you're not giving me the relationship that I want, since you're not allowing me to cross the finish line and get the trophy of being in a relationship with you, I'm going to stop paying for everything. He told her that many times. Don't want to be in a relationship with you. We are not together. And yet she continued to pursue him because her narcissistic pride would not let her stop. She wanted to win. She still to this day has not gotten over Natter. I don't care what anybody says. He's still very much on her mind. And isn't it funny, y'all? Isn't it strange that he's in jail right now? I think he's in trouble. You would think someone who was a victim of personal harm would be celebrating, would be talking about it and celebrating. She's not. Why is she so quiet? She was so eager to tell all of us about all the horrible things he did to her for weeks and weeks and weeks, triggering everybody, triggering her audience, triggering Girl World, triggering the reactors. It got really dark. It was hard to stomach some of parts of it. But all of a sudden, he's in jail, nothing to say. Then on payday, she pops up with new stuff that she's wearing. And suddenly, Dee Dee, even though she's not working, is doing a haul. Where'd that money come from? Huh.
So that means film your own videos, edit your own shit, buy your own shit. Care how I felt yesterday, how upset I was, how stressed I was that my friend is like in so much distress. He didn't care about that. He only cared about his video.
Your friend? Yeah, back in Crackhead Olympics days, Chantal would flip-flop between sometimes she would refer to Natter as her friend, sometimes she referred to him as her boyfriend. And usually it was because Natter would tell her, we are not together. Stop telling people that we're together. So it would kind of force her to call him her friend. Chantal, if somebody is just your friend, you don't pay all their bills. You don't pay their rent. You don't buy them an iPhone. You don't buy them an iPad. You don't do all the things that you did. But you did do that. You wanted more than friendship, much more.
And you really downplay everything I do for you. If you think you're gonna bend my arm because you edit my videos, do you know how long it takes us to fucking film those videos?
There we go again, bringing up, look at all that I've done for you. It takes so long to edit a video and I film your videos. You should be grateful. You should be so grateful that you fall in love with me. That's not how love works. Real love is not born out of gratitude for deeds done. Yet that's her way of thinking. Her thinking is, if I spend an X amount of money, if I do X amount of things at the end, there should be real love. It's no. It's not how it goes.
And I have to like be there like hours and hours, and then I
Stop it, Chantal. You were there for hours and hours and hours because you wanted to be there, because you were jealous. I remember I was there. A lot of people were there. You couldn't stand to leave Natter alone. You were always afraid that the moment you stepped out of that house and went home, he'd be with somebody else. To feel comforted, to feel secure, you had to be sitting right beside him. That was the only way you could feel comforted that he wasn't talking to another woman or being with another woman. You were hardly home during Crackhead Olympics. You would spend literally weeks at his house, leaving Pete and the cats alone because you didn't care. And you'd always be pouty when you couldn't be there. I mean, the first time you spent time with Natter, you were at his house for 3 solid weeks. And then you had to go home, and he told you, I'm going out tonight with my friends. And you took offense to that because you started imagining all these things that were going on, saying he's not being respectful of my feelings. Somebody wanting some personal time away from you after 3 weeks straight spent with him, you found that offensive, that he wasn't going to spend every single second with you. because you're just an obsessive person like that.
Have to be there to edit your freaking video. Well, no, I can edit them from here, but it takes like a couple more hours or whatever, like at least an hour. Like it's time.
So she just said, let's go back and see that part again. So she's pointing out, I could edit your videos from home. She literally just said she could have edited his videos from her house, or she could have stayed at home, cleaned up her house, taking care of her pets, taking care of herself. She didn't necessarily have to be there to do the editing. I mean, you could do editing anywhere you want to, but she wanted to be there. She wanted to be right there next to him, spending all her time with him.
It takes like a couple more hours or whatever, like at least an hour. Like it's time like that I give to you out of love.
No, out of obsession. Because if you had really loved Natter in the way that you claim, love is healthy. Real love is healthy. It is balanced. You will want yourself to be strong and independent. You want your partner to be strong and independent. You won't have this toxic, clingy, possessive, jealous, insecure system of codependency going on to where you're making sure the other person can't do for themselves. If you really love Natter, you would have set up his own channel independent of you, taught him how to do his own content, how to film, how to edit, how to do thumbnails. You spent enough time over there. You could have taught all of that stuff to him within like a couple of afternoons, and then been on your own channel and done your own thing. He could do his own thing where you don't have to spend so much time with him. You set up things the way you did for a reason. You wanted him always around. You wanted to present yourself as being invaluable, where he needed you for everything, because you didn't necessarily want him to want you. You wanted him to need you. You wanted that need to always be there. And if he knew how to do all those things, then he wouldn't need you. And if his channel took off and he was making his own money, he certainly wouldn't need you. So for you and whatever relationship you're in, whatever situationship that you're in, you have to create an environment of need. You say you want love, but you don't create the environment of love. You create the environment of absolute need, and the need becomes toxic.
And when I come on here hurt and crying, maybe because I want you to listen, but I'm just stupid because it's like talking to a brick wall, because you just get defensive and all you care about is you for editing. That's
You know, Chantal, I could be wrong, but I think Natter was brought into your life for a reason. Maybe he wasn't supposed to be a boyfriend or a lover. He was supposed to be a life lesson for you that you should have learned. Some people are brought into our lives not for the purpose of friendship or relationships. They are life lessons that we need to learn. And maybe the life lesson that you should have taken from the whole Natter experience is, even though he's a man and you're a woman, he has a lot of the same traits that you do. So when you were dealing with Natter and he's got those same traits and he's doing those same behaviors, that should have been a looking in the mirror kind of moment. Many moments like that, like a moment to look in the mirror and say, like, all these things that I hate about this person are present in me. Like, he is unpleasant, but I'm also unpleasant. And that's what I should take away from this. Like, he is awful, but he's awful in the way that I am awful. And maybe I should change, but you didn't change. You really didn't change. Instead of looking in the mirror and changing, you got addicted to the awful. You're still addicted.
And then getting on my ass about rubbing it in that I pay for all the food. Yeah, if I pay and you cook it all for your videos, you don't see. That's the thing. You don't appreciate fuck all. You don't realize what it takes.
Anybody noticing the pattern here? This video is on like 7 minutes and 38 seconds, but how many times already does she keep bringing up all that I did for you? I did this, I did that, I bought your food. Y'all seeing it? Do you see it? Beezers that might be over here, do you see it? This is not someone who does things out of the kindness of her heart. She does things that look like kindness, but they are not true kindness. They are personally motivated. There is motivation behind them. There is a purpose. There is a reason. And the reason has to do with some kind of reward that she's expecting when she gives something. It's like, I give you something, then you should give something back. But what she's expecting back, most times it is unreasonable. If she gives you money, she doesn't want you to give money back. She wants a relationship. If she buys you furniture, if she pays for the food, again, she's not wanting the same back. She wants something that is priceless in value that you really can't promise anybody.
To do a video, to do your videos, your cooking videos, takes people with like the ability to do something. I was doing something nice for you. And
No, you weren't. You were doing it for yourself. You want to spend time with him. You wanted to sit over there and eat his cooking. You like the idea of him cooking for you. And I'm just going to say something, and please don't be angry with me, y'all. It's just my point of view. Chantal likes to portray this image of she's the victim, that Nader took advantage of her. Now, I will not deny there are two adults here. We're talking about two adult people, Chantal and Nader. They're both adults, and either one could have cut this off. She could have said no. He could have said no. Neither one said no, and hence all the drama that happened during Crackhead Olympics. This thing that she's been putting out to people saying he took advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. No. They were using each other. For different reasons, they were using each other. She got companionship out of the deal, and she made a crap ton of money. Nader, he got money out of the deal, and he got his bills paid and his rent and so forth. But they used each other. He used her for money, but she also used him for money. Because of his involvement during Crackhead Olympics, she made a crap ton of money using him. So the using went both ways. They used each other. It was basically equal, 50-50. Chantal has not made money like that even before Crackhead Olympics or after. She's got Salah with her now. They're not even close to making the kind of money that she made during Crackhead Olympics. So not a victim. She's not a victim. Nader used her, she used him, and that's that.
you fucking treated me like shit behind the scenes.
And I'm sure you were so easy to deal with, right, Chantal? I mean, you show us nasty behavior on camera. I can only imagine what you're like when the camera's off with your temper tantrums, your hot temper, your whiny, cringy, embarrassing behavior. I bet you were a breeze, right?
That's my whole point. You don't realize. $250 a week minimum on food for your videos.
What? $250 a week minimum for the food that he was using during his lives and his cooking videos. $250 a week. Y'all do the math on that. $1,000 a month for food, for cooking videos. That's insane, but that's how Crackhead Olympics was. That's not even counting what she was giving him aside from that. Like his base pay, whatever that might have been. And buying the party favors and buying the alcohol. and buying everything else. Like, she spent a lot of money on Natter trying to buy that fake love,
All of the hours of editing.
which you chose to do, and you could have stopped doing if you had just taught him how to do it. But you didn't want to. You spent weeks at his house. Why didn't you sit down and say, hey, Natter, come here. I want to show you something. I want to teach you how to do your own stuff, because I'm on my channel and I'm busy. I got to make money on my channel. So to take some of the workload off of me, let me teach you what you need to know until you got it down. And that way you can take it from here. Why didn't you do that? Because you didn't want to. So all these complaints about what you did for him, don't want to hear it.
But that's nothing. You're just going to brush that off. I love that. That's how you're able to make a living right now.
And I will say this, Natter could have learned on his own. There was nothing stopping him from learning on his own. If he wanted to know how to make thumbnails, there's all kinds of tutorials and stuff on YouTube. He could have learned. If he wanted to learn how to film content, the information is out there. He just didn't learn when he should have learned. Again, he got comfortable with Chantal doing everything, but he had the capacity to learn.
And I love how you're brushing that off. I did all the hard work. You literally come online and fucking stare at the camera with your beak and say thanks for super chat, and that's hard work.
But what do you do anymore? This was during Crackhead Olympics. What do you do anymore? You turn on your camera, you eat a bunch of food rather sloppy, you talk about the electricity and the heat, and you're not putting any effort into your content, Chantal.
You're a lowlife, you're a loser, you're an abusive piece of crap. And
for the record, I think both Chantal and Natter are abusive people. I think that she's confessed herself many times that she's verbally abusive, and verbal abuse counts. She said she's got a nasty temper. She's verbally abusive. I don't know what else she might have been doing. She might have been physically abusive for all we know. I mean, she once talked about how she got angry because Pete gave a compliment to Grace Kelly and she threw a chair. So who knows what she's capable of. But I think if there was abuse going on, it went both ways. I mean, she strikes me as someone that could be financially abusive, verbally abusive. I mean, I think it went both ways. I don't think it was just him. I think it was her too.
I'm so fucking done with you.
But of course, she's not going to mention that to you newbiesers. She's not going to tell you how she's verbally abusive. She's not going to paint herself as being a mean person because she's too busy rolling with the I'm a victim and I get bullied narrative, and you guys are buying it. You're buying it all day long. As long as you see this victim, this person who gets picked on by girl world, you won't even consider that there's another side to the picture that she's hiding from you. Like, part of the picture is hidden. It's time to see the whole thing.
You'll never get another video. Oh, my videos. I don't give a fuck about your video. Your video that I recorded, bought the food for, and spent hours fucking friggin' editing for you, and you won't give me my machine back? Screw you. You're a loser. Doesn't know how anything fucking works. And you want to be a YouTuber?
If Natter's channel was truly his channel and not hers, she could have struck him long ago. And considering all the things she's told us about the things he allegedly did, she should have. If she was going to go after anybody, she should have gone after him first, correct? Because if you are a victim of DV, you don't want to see the face of the person who hurt you on YouTube. You certainly don't want them making money. You don't want any reminder of them anywhere, and yet the channel remains untouched. Absolutely untouched. Why? And why isn't she celebrating now that he's in jail?
It's not because they can't. You can learn. Look up a fucking Arabic video on how to do shit. There's no excuse. There's so many Arabic videos. Learn yourself. All those times you were crying in bed and pining for Dee to come over or for me to come over, you could be learning yourself. And you blame it on me instead.
You know what, Chantal? It is possible to have your eyes wide open and be blind all at the same time. The truth was right there in front of you. You just didn't want to see it. He had Dee Dee around because she had the condo. He had you around being the pay pig because you had the money. He was using the both of you, and you were both allowing it. And you're still allowing it. I bet you're still sending him money. And that's how Dee Dee did her little haul recently. You're sending them money to keep them quiet.
Responsible for you not
That's just my opinion.
doing your videos because I can't teach you. I can't learn on my own. I'm responsible for that too, you fucking baby. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna delete his channel. I wouldn't do that. And he's using you for super chats. But okay. Anyways, he's full of shit. You guys know. Like, what did he say? He found an editor, right? No one believes anything he says. Fuck. You go and get sympathy from somebody who just in your fucking live stream, you fucking piece of shit asshole, called me names, and you can't even defend me after I spent hours editing your fucking content.
There we go again. Look at all that I've done for you. I gave up my cats for you. In Natter's case, she almost did give up the cats more than once. Like when she really wanted to be with Natter, then she would start talking about, oh, it'd be healthy for Pete to live on his own and giving up the cats. We heard that multiple times during Crackhead Olympics.
For you, buy all the food for your videos. You wouldn't have a fucking YouTube channel if you didn't have food for your videos, would you? Would you? Oh my god, I'm so fucking mad. Keep making me mad. Keep making me mad. Keep making me mad. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Yep, and she did that too. While she was with Natter, she did the salute. Inappropriate. She did that thinking she was cute. All right, so that's that. That is that video. And again, courtesy of No Madness Life, I will leave the link for the original video down below. You guys can check it out and check out No Madness Life's channel. And now we are on to Piggy, because Piggy did basically like a shorter version of the long live that Chantal did. Just go ahead and blow this up, and I will leave the link for Piggy's video down below in the description as well. So thank you, Piggy, for providing this clip. All right, let's get going.
Hi. I mean, whatever. I can go without power for an hour. Like, you know, whatever. We're too privileged, you know? A lot of people don't. They get 4 hours. Is it 5? 4 hours of electricity a day. So, whatever. I had electric all day. Now, you're moving into Salah's house. He has a family.
Please, Chantal, isn't it funny that the moving into Salah's family house is not happening till after your YouTube payday? I bet you're helping to fix up that house, if indeed that's what's going on. But it's funny how all this is happening after YouTube payday. You've been there in Syria for quite a while. So are you helping him to fix up the house because you feel like the more you do for Salah, the more he can't escape you, the more he can't get rid of you? Because if he tries, you're going to bring up, just like you did with Natter, you're going to bring up, look at all that I've done for you. I helped you with this. I helped you with that. I gave you X amount of money. You're trying to create a system of codependency again, because you are a codependent person, trying to weave your web to where he won't kick you out the door.
House. He has a house, anyways.
Yeah, his house, not yours. Let that sink in. So it's your money, and you're giving your money to someone else to fix up a house, that you don't even have part ownership over, which means he can fix up the house. He can spend money, whatever money on this house, fix it all the way up and say, bye, goodbye, thanks for the help. Money's already been spent. You can't get it back. He can move into that house and leave you behind.
He's gonna see about installing a AC, which will be nice. Yes, we're moving away from here. Even
You might be, but maybe you won't. We'll see.
this place was just supposed to be temporary. Like it's just like a furnished rental. No, the house is empty. I don't want to move to Turkey, and Salah doesn't want to move to Turkey. Nothing against Turkey, just it's gonna be solar power is tricky, and because of it's not anyone's fault here. Like it's not, years and years of war in a country just like destroyed the electric grids. They're trying to rebuild it, but when we move, we're gonna like get extra battery and stuff. I was thinking like, do you want to go just for the summer months to another country that has AC? And then he was like, if AC is the issue for you, like when we get to the house, I will set up AC for you. But here, there's no point. We're just renting for a month. We were just renting for a month, kind of like Airbnb Syria, but like, we were just renting for this month. So
Just remember, Chantal, like I said, the money that you're giving Salah to fix up this house, no matter how much money you give him, it'll never be your house. So you'll never have stability where you are. You'll never have a guarantee that you could stay. You're giving him all this money to fix up this house. It'll never be yours. It's not your property. He can boot you out anytime he feels like.
he said he's going to make it nice and comfortable, and then we're going to be able to focus more on like going and doing things like the souk and different stuff like that. Hopefully it will get a bit cooler too, so it'll be more comfortable to walk around all these places, because there's some places that are really huge, like the Citadel, like the what was that? What the hell was that? White thing go right across the room. Reflection of headlights? Maybe. Say what, Richie? It's 1:30 on J. Marie, and I have to get up at by 9:30 or 10, and I have to do some laundry or try to get the washer to work. You know what I have to do to get it to work sometimes? So I put it on a fast cycle, 30 minutes, whatever. I have to like fill up water, huge water bottles, like old soda water bottles full of water. Yeah, the Bosra Roman site. Yeah, that's where I want to go. And the part where you put the laundry detergent? I have to pump water in it manually. But then after I put enough water, the spin cycle works fine. So you're able to pay someone to do your laundry. I think it's kind of pricey. They have like dry cleaners, but I don't know about like, Thank God there's a little breeze going through the one window we have. And with the little fan, at least I'm not sweaty. But at 2, I'm sucking every ounce and every minute of that government electric.
How many times are we going to hear about the solar power and the electricity? Like she tells us the same stuff every stream. Like we get it, Chantal. There's limited electricity, and people have to rely on solar panels and solar power. You'd be very careful with the electricity that you use. We get it. Juice. We do. We do. Juice. She's about as graceful as a bull in a china shop. Just she insists on waking him up.
I had a bird.
You just can't be careful. It's late where they are. It's very early in the morning. Honestly, if Chantal wanted to get a good night's sleep, she could. Nighttime, if you're in a very hot area, that's the coolest time, right? Like it's the temperature's not as severe. If you want to get a good night's sleep, that's the time to do it. But obviously, she's not getting good sleep. You guys saw the bags underneath her eyes. For some reason, she insists on staying up late at night and talking when she should be sleeping, which is strange, isn't it? Like she made all this ruckus about, I want to be near my husband. I have to be with my husband. Then why aren't you sleeping in bed next to your husband when he's sleeping? Why be awake in a time you don't have to be?
Sorry. Anyways, don't worry about me. I'm okay. I can go an hour or so without electric. We're gonna get an extra solar battery, and once we get to the house, because we're gonna be leaving soon, so take advantage of my
And there's the comment from Angela.
money. Okay, what makes you think, Angela, that he's using my money?
Ooh, immediately defensive. Chantal could have handled that many different ways. She could have just kept it casual and said, no, Angela, he's not using me for my money. I know everybody thinks that, but that's not true. But she's immediately defensive, which points in the direction of Angela hit a nerve. Like that's a little too close to the truth, where she is funding everything and has been funding everything, just the way she did with Natter. You guys just saw the clip. She paid for everything in Natter's life. She paid his rent. She paid the phone bill. The phone was in her name so that he couldn't cut the phone off, so she'd always have a way to talk to him. She paid for the food. She created the videos, the thumbnails. She had her fingers in every part of Natter's life. And so it is with Salah. Like the more she's got her hands wrapped around something, the less chance it will escape her. But Angela hit a nerve with her comment, obviously, because Chantal's being defensive.
Like where, like without having any proof of our financial situation.
Oh, there's a tell. You know that somebody just hit a nerve when she said, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? The proof is everywhere. He's not working. You're not coming on camera and saying, oh, he's got a job and this is what he does and this is how much he makes per week. Shouldn't you be telling us this? Wouldn't you want to tell us this? If trying to back up that image of he's an independent man and he's taking care of you, but there's no proof of that. We see you online doing your live streams, making YouTube money, and your cameos. You're always advertising the cameos and the merch stores. You're doing everything in your power to make money, but there's no proof of him making money. And there's no proof that he's actually out making money and taking care of you. So where's your proof, Chantal?
How would you just make that assumption? I haven't used a...
Why are we making that assumption? Because every time people ask you, where's Salah? He's asleep. He's busy. But you don't specify what he's busy with. He's asleep or he's busy. And he's there at odd hours. Like he's always there. If you have a regular job, wouldn't you be away from the house for at least 7-8 hours? That's not the case with him.
Cent of my money here. Yet, anyways. I don't even know how to get it.
Lies. Oh, we can't get a hold of my money, but yet you guys disappeared for 2 days. And then you pop up on camera with fast food and a new, hijab. Where'd that money come from? He's not going to buy you KFG. You bought that stuff yourself.
I might have to go to another country. So, Angela, I respectfully have to say to you, I wouldn't assume things because you don't know the situation. So, the answer, and I guess long form, is no. Could you buy some solar lights?
Well, you know what? You could have just said no and left it at that. You didn't have to be defensive. You could have just left it at no, but you didn't.
We don't want to do anything at this place. We're leaving in a few days. We haven't found a Western Union here, so, and there's a lot of fees, so Salah doesn't want to use Western Union. So he would rather just like not me have any money, I guess. Just here.
Maybe the reason why he doesn't want to use Western Union is because there'd be a paper trail. If he's bleeding you dry of money, Chantal, he doesn't want a paper trail. Maybe that's why he's taking you to ATMs to get the money out, so there won't be a paper trail leading back to him in case later on he does rip you off.
Stuff. Well, you should not listen to all the shit you hear because it's all crap. It's all BS. Fat white women. I don't know. They can't stick to their story though, Angela. Am I broke or do I have money? Oh, I'm rich. They think I'm rich for Syria, right? It doesn't matter, whatever. Of course, people are going to think that. It's a huge prejudice. Using for visa, using for money, whatever.
He is, though. He doesn't love you, Chantal. He never loved you. Even after 3 years spent in each other's company, the energy is awkward. He doesn't want to be seen on camera with you.
Unknown color.
He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. It's just you get on camera, and even though it's your channel, he'll tell you to go longer, do longer live streams. Obviously, he's living off your money. If he was an independent man with making his own money, he wouldn't care how long you were on live stream, would he? He'd say, your money is your money. My money is my money. I'm your husband. You're my wife. But all the money you make is just for you. Spend it on what you want. And I'm the husband. I'll take care of the rent and so forth. But he's really focused on your money. I mean, all the signs are there that you are just there to pay for things. And in exchange, you get a place to stay so that you don't have to be in Canada and have the tax man running after you because you've created quite the financial mess that way. I mean, it's very, very clear what's going on here. You're just the only one that's denying it.
The problem with fans is they just blow warm air, don't they? Salah has a lot of people he knows and loves here. He has a ton of family here. And he has a house.
Notice what you just said, Chantal. He's got family there. He's got a house. What do you have? Nothing. Nothing. You weren't born in Syria. You're not Syrian. You are not a citizen of Syria. He has more ties to Syria than you do. He's got family. He's got friends. And now he's got a house that he's using you and your money to fix up. What do you have? What stability do you have? You don't have any. Everything relies on him. And if you tick him off, he could easily say, go back to Canada. I'm done with you.
You know,
and that point may arrive sooner than later if you keep on the way that you're keeping on and your money keeps going down, down, down. There might be a point where he says the juice ain't worth the squeeze, or I've gotten all out of you that I think I can, so you can go home now. What's to stop him from kicking you out of his life? There's nothing stopping him.
He doesn't want to travel anywhere right now, so it's not about money. Unfortunately, you can't really buy.
Of course he doesn't want to travel. He's taking the smarter route. Instead of traveling to other places and money being spent on hotel rooms and motel rooms and food and whatever else you might want, let's be smart. Stay in Syria. If there's a family home, let's stay here and invest money in the family home because that's something you can keep versus something you can't keep. That's why he's doing things that way. It's not that he doesn't want to travel. He wants to travel, just not with you. And he knows what a pain in the butt you are when you travel. How you're always whining and complaining. You don't want to go anywhere. You just want your junk food. He's saying, screw all that nonsense. I'll just use her money to fix up the family home. And when it's all over, we got the family home, and that's a valuable asset in Syria. So your money being put into the family home is an investment. If he can't get to Canada, which I'm pretty sure he's figured out by now, that's not going to happen. That you're being very manipulative when you talk about Canada. He at least might be thinking, since I'm not going to get to Canada, then I'm going to get my payback in the form of she's going to fix up the home for me, and then I'm going to boot her out the door.
A passport, a stronger passport.
Also, Chantal, and I hate to bring this up because it's not a nice thought. It's ugly. He might be looking at you and seeing how sick you are, how unhealthy you are. And since he is a sugar baby, technically, if you're someone and you are a sugar baby and you have a sugar mama or a sugar daddy, and you are getting that vibe that you're near the end of the road with your sugar mama or your sugar daddy, like you're at the end of the road and the money is about ready to be cut off, or your benefactor is going to go away, or maybe they're in bad health and something might happen to them, you as a sugar baby might be stepping up your game to say, I'm going to get all I can out of this person before something happens to them. Hence the reason why he's hot fired up to fix up the family home. Maybe he's looking at you and saying, I don't know how much time she's got left, but I'm going to get all I can out of her before maybe something medical happens. Because once that happens, she might not be able to work and make money. So it's time to grab all you can and run with it before poop hits the fan.
Hey, Tammy. But yeah, I mean, sometimes we experience lack of electricity, but it's not ever super long period. And it'll be more comfortable in the future once we move from here and we can set up better, you know? At least you have your health. Yeah, actually, I do.
She doesn't really have a home. She's in somebody else's home. She can't truly say, this is my home when it's not hers.
Bruh.
Could be a lot worse.
That was funny.
You know, I'm not definitely not the healthiest person, but it could be a lot worse. Yeah, Tracy, I do. I pay for well, not me, but you know what I mean.
What was that? Say it again. Let's go back. Let's see that again. Tracy says, Melissa, Chantal pays for everything when she cooks at someone's home. Okay.
Do I pay for well, not me, but you know what I mean.
She caught herself. First she said, I pay for everything. Then she tries to walk it back, saying, oh, but not me. But you just said it was you. So if it's not you, who was it? Who's paying for everything, Chantal?
Why does it matter? Why am I even explaining my finances to people? Think, you know what?
And so she told on herself, and then she tried to walk it back. And after that is going on the defensive. Now she's defensive because she told on herself, she tried to walk it back, and she knows that people heard what she said. So now she's going to double down and be defensive.
Think what you want. If you want to think I'm a sugar mama, who cares? Go for it.
But you are. You don't have relationships with men. You buy companionship from men. You want more than companionship, but the way that you are, the way that you conduct yourself, not wanting to improve yourself, not wanting to be a good person, you're never going to get the relationship that you want. So you will settle for something that on the surface looks like it, but it isn't it. On the surface, it looks like you're in a loving relationship, but underneath the surface, it's not. And that is where the discontent and the anger and the bitterness and the hate and the jealousy and insecurity and all the other stuff comes from. Because you want a relationship, but you don't want to change. You don't want to be better. You don't want to improve yourself. And you just can't understand why men won't accept you and they won't love you. It's because there's nothing about you right now that would inspire love, that would make a man look at you and go, she's wonderful, this woman. She's amazing. I value her over all others. She's the best. She's the absolute best for me. I couldn't ask for better. No man has ever felt that way about you, Foodie. And you know that. You know that when it comes to other women and how they live, you come up short. And that's because you configure things that way by not working on yourself, by not improving. You expect that there is a man out there who looks like an Instagram supermodel, that even though that man is working on himself, taking care of himself, that for some reason he will accept you as you are, the complete opposite of himself. I mean, where's the logic in that?
We pay for all the food and we feed like the entire family. So, and I love doing it.
No, you don't. You don't like paying for other people. I'm sure you do not love the fact that if you're staying with Salah's family members or friends, that part of the deal is you got to pay for the food, you got to pay for the water, as well you should, because I'm sure that you're an overconsumer of all things. Draining the water tank in 3 days when it should be filled for 7. You're paying for everything. You don't like spending money on anything other than yourself. You hate having to give money up. You hate it.
I love that we can, do that.
No, you don't. I'm sure that if she had a choice of living with Salah's family or friends and paying rent and having to give up money for food and water, or living by herself with Salah, she'd prefer door number 2. She's doing it because she has to.
I'm sugar mama. Yeah, right. I wish I had freedom, Yeah, that's why I said that, Tracy, because I saw your comment. And I'm like, I hope people don't think that we go and just like eat all their food, even though these people have like fed us a lot and insisted we don't, Anyways, all of that's not important to share with the internet, but yeah, we definitely buy the food to make these recipes. That's for sure. People wonder. Yeah, well, word. Vegas doll, a fine lady. Thank you. You could tell the lady in the vlog is a natural cook. I still can't cut onions like that. I was trying to cut onions the her way. That's not how.
Least favorite part about this cooking process, because the onions were very strong and they made my eyes water. The lady I was with here had no problem with the onions, but my eyes were very, very sensitive to it. But we are cutting up a whole bunch of onions.
Remember what I told you guys in the last react? Foodie's like, I helped with the cooking. Again, I can easily see whoever this woman is, like her looking at Foodie like, you're 41 years old and you're as helpless as a baby in the kitchen. And I can easily see Foodie deliberately being clumsy and playing into that, just so at some point, whoever's kitchen it is, the woman says, just get out of the kitchen. Just get out. You're making a mess. You're slowing things down. The family is hungry. Just go sit down. And Foodie would be happy about that because she doesn't like to cook. She just likes to eat what's cooked.
I cut onions. Wouldn't it be crazy? Yum. Kind of peckish.
Who taught her that new word? She's been saying that a lot lately. I'm peckish. I'm very peckish. Trying to sound like a lady. I'm peckish. You're never peckish. You don't peck at your food. You gorge on your food. You weren't being peckish with a KFG, and that's why you got bubble guts. Had you been peckish, maybe your stomach would have been hurting so much.
Yeah. One year, my mom made a Bailey's cheesecake. Oh my gosh. Before I was Muslim, obviously. Yeah, she got to sit in a plane seat, and I guess everyone on the plane was like in love with her. Who wouldn't be? Because I gotta go. But hopefully I'll be back tomorrow or whatever.
Yep, and that was her live stream. And thank you for put all the good stuff in one area, Piggy. Really appreciate that. So thanks to No Madness Life and Piggy for doing their clips. I wanted to put them both together because they were both excellent. I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.